Grant funding that supports sector diversification and innovation in tourism, culture, industry and innovation has been cut from $1.3 million last year to just $155,000 this year, a cut of 88% of the budget. I asked the Minister, what are the impacts of this cut?
The Honourable the Minister of Tourism, Culture, Industry and Innovation.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and be delighted to answer the question in more detail to the member in estimates and provide a detailed listing of what the grants and subsidies are appropriated for. We had a carryover last year in the fiscal budget for broadband initiatives of $1.227 million, I believe that was, for the broadband initiatives that were cluing up over last year, so that can account for a difference. Thank you.
The Honourable the member from Mount Pearl North.
Mr. Speaker, it's clear what the Liberal Party line is today. Wait for the estimates committees and then we'll answer your questions about this mysterious budget. Mr. Speaker, I say to this honourable House, people don't want to wait till some committee meeting 3 weeks down the road. They want answers today in the House of Assembly from the ministers responsible. And that's what we're demanding. In 2016-2017, the Royalties and Benefits Division spent $4.5 million on professional services, despite only having $670,000 budgeted. I asked the Minister, can she account for this significant difference?
The Honourable the Minister of Natural Resources.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's kind of you're shifting from the incredibly important Oversight Committee to a very detailed question on royalties and benefits. Mr. Speaker, Royalties and Benefits Division of the Natural Resources Department is very active, very engaged with ensuring the people of this province have the royalties and benefits given to them by the people who exercise the rights in the offshore oil and gas. We make sure the contracts are reviewed. We make sure we do audits on the oil and gas companies, and we've invested some money in ensuring that we have the resources that we need to ensure that these contracts are upheld. More details obviously will be coming as we get into estimates, but we will continue to make the investments to ensure the offshore oil and gas industries provide
the honourable member from Mount Pearl North.
Mr. Speaker, that's the third minister to stand in question period today and say, stay tuned for an estimates committee meeting down the road. That's not acceptable to the people of Newfoundland and Labrador, Mr. Speaker. Almost $4 million additional over budget was spent by the Royalties and Benefits Division in 2016-2017 on professional services. I'm going to give the minister another opportunity to answer the question. Why the almost $4 million overrun on professional services in the Royalties and Benefits Division in 2016-2017? The
Honourable the Minister of Natural Resources.
Allow me to correct the member opposite. Clearly he did not hear my answer, Mr. Speaker. I was clear in saying we were ensuring in the Royalties and Benefits Division of Natural Resources that we held to account the oil and gas companies, that they are making sure that the contracts that they have signed on to, the royalties and benefits that are being paid to this province. We have to pay lawyers, Mr. Speaker, because we go to arbitration. We have to review the contracts that are being done. So we made investments in the department to ensure that people of this province realize the royalties and benefits that are required under the contracts with the oil and gas industry.